SB19, the shocking truth behind the rise of Filipino icons. What if I told you that the world almost never heard of SB19? That behind their fame lies a brutal truth no one talks about. A truth of rejection, silence, and almost giving up. This isn't just a success story. This is a wake-up call. The shocking truth is, the road to greatness doesn't start with applause. It starts with pain. And SB19 didn't just survive it. They transformed it into power. What they did will challenge everything you believe about chasing dreams and fighting for your worth. If you like to hear more stories, please like, share, and subscribe for more. SB19, the name echoes across Asia, breaking records, smashing stereotypes, and redefining what it means to be a global Filipino artist. But what most people don't know is how close they were to becoming nothing but a forgotten audition tape. The shocking truth is this: SB19 wasn't supposed to succeed. Not in an industry that wasn't ready for them. Not in a world that almost didn't care. They started with nothing. No mainstream support. No big label promise. Just 5 young men, Pablo, Stel, Josh, Ken, and Justin, training under a Korean system in the Philippines. 14 hours a day, 6 days a week. No pay, no fame, just hope. Can you imagine working that hard for years and still being unknown? No one watching, no one listening. They were on the edge, emotionally tired, financially drained. And right before the spark that changed everything, they made a pact. Let's give it one last try. If this doesn't work, we walk away. That one last try became the now iconic Go Up. But it didn't blow up overnight. It sat online quietly until one day, a fan uploaded their dance practice video. It went viral. Suddenly, people were watching, listening, believing. And just like that, the world shifted. The truth is, the SB19 we know today, the global performers, Billboard nominees, cultural icons, were born from almost nothing. Their success wasn't handed to them. They clawed for it. They weren't just singing. They were fighting. Every lyric, every move, every performance was a declaration. We are here. We are Filipino. And we are ready. But here's where the story gets deeper. You see, the shocking truth isn't just about how hard they worked. It's about how little the world expected from them. In a country where Western and K-pop artists dominated, the idea of an all-Filipino boy group going global seemed laughable to some. Critics mocked them. Gatekeepers ignored them. Even their own country wasn't fully convinced at first. But SB19 didn't respond with anger. They responded with excellence. They sharpened their skills, owned their roots, and carried every ounce of rejection like fuel in their fire. They wrote songs that spoke to pain and pride, to struggle and survival. MAPA became a love letter to parents. What became a war cry of identity? Every track wasn't just music, it was a message. And people started to listen. SB19 broke into the Billboard Social 50, standing shoulder to shoulder with the biggest global names. They became the first Southeast Asian act to be nominated at the Billboard Music Awards. Sold-out shows, top streaming hits, and loyal fans rising by the millions. Still, even with all the success, they stayed grounded. That's the heart of SB19. Fame never changed their mission. They never forgot where they came from. They made sure that every spotlight included their roots, their culture, and their people. Because the shocking truth is not just that they made it. It's how they made it, with dignity, discipline, and a deep belief in Filipino talent. They didn't ride the wave. They built the wave. What SB19 teaches us is that greatness doesn't need validation. It needs vision. They believed in themselves long before the world did. And that belief, that unwavering passion, became a force no one could ignore. Their story is not just inspiring, it's personal. It speaks to every Filipino who's ever been told they're not good enough, not international enough, not marketable enough. SB19 shattered all of that. They proved that you can make it without changing who you are. That being Filipino is not a barrier. It's a badge. So here's the real question. What's your go-up moment? What dream have you been hiding, putting off, or giving up on because the world said it wasn't possible? SB19 didn't wait for permission. They created their own path, and in doing so, opened the door for a new generation of Filipino artists who now dare to dream louder, bigger, prouder. They showed us the shocking truth. Sometimes, the world won't believe in you until you make them. And that's exactly what they did. Their journey reminds us that behind every spotlight is a shadow of struggle. But with persistence, authenticity, and heart, even the darkest shadows can't dim the light meant for you. Now it's your turn to speak. What part of SB19's story shocked you the most? Which moment in their journey inspired you to keep pushing forward in your own? Let's talk in the comments. Your story matters too, just like theirs did. And who knows? The world might be one song, one step, one moment away from hearing you.